Worthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you live and local on this Wednesday afternoon. Landon Schmidt producing for us. We're with you for the next 3 hours and plenty to get into today. A lot of college football to discuss. We got to talk some NFL. We got to talk some baseball. We've got to talk some Ryder Cup, some basketball. I mean, a little bit of everything to discuss over these next 3 hours. We'll try to get to as much of it as we can. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great. Downhill slide begins.
Right.
We're getting closer to games and further away from last weekend's games.
Right. We kind of start slowly turning that page to this weekend. Heck, I mean, tomorrow we'll have an NFL game. We'll have a college football game. So we're almost back, but just got to get through today.
Pretty good Friday night in college football.
Yeah, it really is. And I know Florida State plays, I believe, Virginia on Friday night.
Arizona State and TCU.
And TCU, that's right, at Arizona State. I think they're favored in that game. So, some really good games. I think there's another one as well.
Kind of on the must-win side for Arizona State.
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of starting to get desperate for them. So it's a big one, definitely for them. You've also got Houston, Oregon State on Friday as well. Tomorrow we'll get an American game, Army and East Carolina. So a lot of fun college football coming up the next couple of days.
Willie Fritz doing it again.
He is. It's impressive. Again, I still have to remind myself that he's the head coach at Houston.
And you just wonder if that's the answer because of his age anywhere.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is I think you keep rolling at Houston, but I don't know if how much long-term success is going to be there, or certainly this feels like a final for him, a final spot for him because of that age. But no, he's doing it 3-0 and really rolling. They're right now a 13.5-point favorite on the road at a winless Oregon State. So yeah, they're doing their thing right now.
But how the composition of recruiting now?
Yeah, exactly.
Your age can't really be that used against you because
That's
everybody's kind of starting over with a pickup team every year.
That's fascinating because you're right. I mean, it really is. You're really only selling them on, hey, come and play a year for us, and then we'll re-up in the next year. Yeah, I mean, definitely. So I mean, that's a good point, and I think probably could be beneficial to these older coaches where you don't have to answer those questions about how long are you going to be here. We're committing for 4 years, or are you going to be here in 4 years? It's, hey, come get started with us. I'm not slowing down anytime soon, and then ultimately, if a couple years down the road something changes, then everyone's open to change and can move whatever way they want to move. So that's a good point. Something I haven't really thought about in terms of recruiting.
And it would work the same way in college basketball.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I think even more with some of these
people
guys.
already kind of on blast of when will Bruce Pearl get the itch again?
Yeah. It's going to be the question for
every
single coach that is of that stature that retires. And when are they going to get the itch again? But no, I think Auburn definitely going to be some questions there now with Steven taking over and no more Bruce Pearl. It's going to look a lot different. It's going to be a lot different. I think the way that Bruce Pearl really embraced Auburn and they embraced him, and kind of took a year or two to kind of really get there. And then once he got that program going, I mean, it was a staple of college basketball. Man, he has Auburn rolling, and they're going to be a fun place to play. They're going to be a fun team to watch. And so I'm really curious of how things look now that his son takes over.
2 Final Fours, and I don't mean it with this tone, but 2 Final Fours at Auburn. Mm-hmm. They just had not had that kind of success ever before, and he did it and really had his chance to win it, the first one.
No, he did, and came so close, and but still has year in year out has had really competitive teams, and so we talked about it when he announced his retirement. I think this was very planned. I was reading a story earlier today about how it's not very easy when a coach steps down for that next guy to have success, but it feels like with his son taking over that this was very planned. There was a lot of conversations with a lot of different people before kind of at least have this first team set up to be pretty successful without Bruce Pearl. But all that changes when you're doing the day in and day out and games come around. So it's gonna be fun. I know some of these analysts that I think Evan Mia, who already has his polls out for this upcoming season, I think he dropped them down 5 spots because of the head coaching change. So it's gonna be fun. They're gonna be one of the big storylines this year with Bruce Pearl.
I'm trying to think of the sons. Joey Meyer after his dad Ray, Murray Bartow after the late great Gene Bartow, young John Thompson taking over for a powerful force in his dad, Big John. I don't know of others. If somebody's got any, please hit us up. But it's not easy.
No, it's definitely not easy.
And probably wouldn't have gotten those shots except for.
No, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's again, like we talked about it last year during the season. Auburn and Houston. It was very clear the direction they're both going, and I think, I think it's fair. I think it's I have no problem with them doing it.
You're not counting John and Bradley, are you?
I didn't even think of them, Brett. I will not count those two. But hey, Brett, I would not be shocked if we got to that point one day.
In the next 5 years, I don't think he will do this, but let's say in 5 years, 3 Final Four appearances and win it all once for Cal, that could move a little closer.
Could.
You got a lot more stroke when you point to the trophy case.
That's right. And then all those years, Brad slowly moves closer to that head coaching chair on the bench. I mean, I don't know.
Won't it be beautiful when it gets to John Calipari? Some clowns in Memphis are suggesting Bradley be your successor at Arkansas.
Well, I'm actually pushing against that, John.
I don't think it'll happen either.
No, I do not. But it will be fun to see what happens down.
The only way you get that kind of clout is a lot of winning.
That's a lot of success, and Bruce Pearl certainly built that at Auburn, and like you said, 2 Final Four
and every one of
appearances.
those other sons of their dads did as well.
Definitely. And then I think the next one will be Houston, and certainly that has been set as well. Last night, how much of the SEC opponent bonanza did you watch?
Not a lot. Mostly, I kind of got it through Twitter and didn't really concentrate that much on it. I know you're going to have, as I said last week, you're going to have some places that you go to this year that you go back to next year. Ole Miss going to Oklahoma this year, and we'll go back. LSU having to come back to Oxford next year, and back in 2012 and other times we've had realignment or expansion that's happened. So everybody's got to get used to it. I don't think there's an advantage for anyone out there, and I'm glad now we're actually going to play each other with some semblance of regularity.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big stories out of last night when we kind of got those full opponents of was it Georgia and Texas A&M. Georgia has not played at College Station since Texas A&M has joined the league, and so you'll finally get to check that off for Georgia, and it just kind of blows your mind that hasn't happened yet. So that'll be nice. But I think the big thing, it's something we talked about before we even got opponents or those protected opponents or anything about this, when we really just first learned about the 9-game schedule, that not everyone's going to be happy. There's no way that the SEC can make everybody happy and make the most perfect opponents for everybody. And so I've seen a little bit of outrage out there from some people, but I think overall, I think they did a really nice job with it, and I think it fell out to where it's going to be good for the SEC going forward.
Yeah, it feels like it can't miss. Lon Kruger and his son at UNLV.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely happens.
Did Pat Knight take over for his dad at Texas Tech for Bobby Knight?
I have to look it up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
that's a good question.
Often that doesn't end well.
It's not like you said, it's not the easiest thing to do. But we'll see how it works for Auburn. We I think we mentioned this yesterday or maybe Monday, but since the SEC moving to a 9-game schedule, the ACC officially announces that they are going to move to a 9-game conference schedule. The only problem is that they only have 17 teams in their conference, so that
won't work.
It won't work. So the way that they are going to do it is some teams will play a 9-game conference schedule and play one power conference out of conference, or one power conference opponent out of conference, while other teams will play 8 conference games while playing 2 power 4 opponents in the non-conference. So I guess the ACC making it work. I said back when it started sounding like the ACC, I think this was the day you were out, Brett, I know the easiest way for the ACC to get to a perfect, easy 9-game schedule, add Memphis to the conference. And then, hey, then you
make a lot of sense.
Have no worries at all. You can do your 9-game schedule. It's easy. But I guess the ACC finding a way to make it work.
Memphis helping that resume on conference
Sure
stuff.
are. They sure are.
Just, again,
Yeah.
It's a Big 12 thinking.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday, Brett. I really don't know, but yeah, I mean, it's Tigers are looking good. I saw somewhere today, I don't remember where it was, but there was a story about the American and the success that the conference is having, and it was headlined by Memphis and their win over Arkansas. So definitely doing a lot of good things, and now we'll start conference play for. I know a couple teams in the American have already started conference play, but Memphis will get started this weekend against FAU on the road. I saw earlier that FAU is doing a bunch of deals and stuff like that to get people to the game. They've got their website /Beat Memphis, so it's FAU's getting ready to host the Tigers. So hopefully it's going to be fun. There is rain in the forecast on Saturday, so it
rains every day there.
I was about to say it could be a long night, but they're used to it down there. So no, I'm excited to see what the Tigers can do in conference play as they get started.
It will be fun, and I don't think it'll be anything close, both opponent and performance, to after last year's big win.
Sure, yeah, that was a lot different. I think at the time we didn't really know what Navy was. It was very early in the season, and so you kind of go up there and you had a couple opportunities to win that game against Navy, and you ultimately lose. And at that point, again, we didn't know what Navy was, didn't know what Florida State was, and so it kind of hurt. But then you learned Florida State wasn't very good, Navy was pretty good, and so this year I think going to be different. I haven't watched a ton of FAU this year. I've seen a little bit of it, and I haven't been very impressed with what I've seen.
I want to say everything along these lines very respectful. Respectful of my elders, what she has stood for, what she has done. Sister Jean.
Are we? Should we give a round of applause for Sister Jean? I don't know where this is going.
Retiring at 106 due to health concerns.
How about that, Sister Jean? What a career!
No kidding.
I mean,
I'm trying to make it to 63.
Brett, I will be completely honest, and again, like you said, as respectful as I
43
can,
years, my senior.
As respectful as I can to my elders and to Sister Jean.
And what she has stood for.
When I saw the headline this
dedication
morning,
in her life.
I thought it was going to be much worse than retiring.
I did
from
too.
The game. Because I got the notification, all I read was Sister Jean and 106, and I go, oh no. Yeah. This is the day we didn't want to see coming. And then I just saw she was retiring. I said, okay, good for Sister Jean.
All good,
okay.
All good.
So yeah, no more Sister Jean for Loyola Chicago. So just like a lot of change coming to Auburn, a lot of change coming to Loyola Chicago. I don't know how they
anybody's ever deserved to kick the feet up and take it easy.
No kidding. I mean,
you get to 106.
Hey, just
never missed a day of work in your life.
At this point, she just needs to sit back and relax. Someone else can flip the channel to the game. I mean, they'll get her all set up. I mean, all she's got to do is watch and cheer. But yeah, it's a remarkable career for Sister
Remarkable
Jean.
life.
For remarkable life. You're absolutely right. No 106. Anybody to get to 106. That is pretty darn remarkable. So yeah, some interesting news out there. We also have a college basketball coach that's being suspended for verbally assaulting his players, allegedly at Wagner. The head coach has been suspended. So it's been a weird day for the mid-majors in college basketball.
Without using the words, what are the allegations?
I think it's just a lot. I saw
berating them.
Yeah, more berating. I know there were some quotes from players saying that it.
Coaching?
Some players compared it to being in the military and like they were in SEAL training and different things like that. I agree. I have not seen anything that he has said.
There's no physical.
No. It's all verbal. I did see one. Now that I said
verbal can cross the line.
Sure. Though. I saw one. The only comment I've seen from the coach, and again, I have not seen. This is the only quote I've seen from him. Something along the lines of at practice, talking about water breaks, and he said, "Drink your spit." And somebody, I guess, took offense to not getting water.
If I've ever heard that. I do remember when water was a reward, though.
I
thought that was crazy then.
I think it's kind of good. Now, again, I don't know everything he said, so that I hope that's like the tip of the iceberg of what he said. But an investigation going on now at Wagner as we are about a month away from the season getting started. So.
I don't even want to joke about Bobby Knight because it did get physical.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
it was wrong.
It was a different level. But at least according to reports today, this is only verbal and nothing physical, which is definitely good if it is just that. Well, we've got a very busy show today, so let me go ahead and set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, our coach, Coach Tommy West, he'll join us. We'll talk a lot of college football with him. We'll get to the Tigers and their win over Arkansas. We'll also talk about a lot of other action that took place over the weekend in college football. 3:45, we got to talk some baseball as we're getting down to the wire in the regular season, and so many storylines around Major League Baseball. We've talked a lot this year about how good the season has been in Major League Baseball, and